Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are having a good one. I'm gonna hang out here for 30 minutes or so, answer some questions about selling on Amazon, hit a little Sunday morning vibe with you guys. Yeah, we got Black Friday sales rolling this week, so it's a very fun time. I hope you guys are already taking advantage of all the deals that are out there. Lots of profit waiting for you. What up, SR? Good to see you again. I saw you were on the. I think you were hanging out for a while the other day as well. Sweet. So if you guys are watching on the replay as well, or over here on TikTok on Monday night, I guess tomorrow night we're doing the a free live Amazon class as well. Black Friday, lots of sales are going. It's literally like the easiest week of the year for sourcing. So I'm going to show you guys some new stuff on product sourcing, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you guys are on there tomorrow night. But yeah, let me know what questions you guys got about selling on Amazon. Yeah, should be a good day here. Hope you guys got some good Thanksgiving plans and stuff in the works as well. Squeezing in some sourcing time with the family, that kind of thing. Lots of I'm sure there'll be lots of conversations as well. You have to how's the little side hustle going, that kind of thing. So that'll be hopefully not too bad for a lot of you guys. But yeah, let me know who we got on YouTube, or if you're over on TikTok, let me know what questions you got. And yeah, let's roll here. So you said why people messing up accounts by giving. I've never heard of that happening. Yeah. And if someone does leave a bad seller review, you can always request a removal as well. So for sure, if you can like prove that somebody's like trying to leave bad feedback just to like mess with you or something, you could get that removed. And even sometimes when it is your fault, you can still get the feedback removed. You just hop into like the feedback manager on Seller Central and just press request removal. And then you can usually like blame Amazon, that kind of thing, which is pretty nice. Thanksgiving October up here. Oh, I got you. So you're Canadian then, SR. Awesome, like it. If you pick up items at store and get receipts, can it work to beat unauthentic? Yeah, that'll still work. If you like have to, you can always show like the show all like everything that is related to like the payment that you placed, basically. Sweet. What's up, everybody on TikTok? There's like 90 you guys in here. So I sell on Amazon full time. Been selling on Amazon for about 6 years now. And I just sell like name brand stuff that everyone buys at like big local retail stores, that kind of thing. Mostly just shopping online as well. If you guys are looking for like a good side hustle to start, that kind of thing, I'll give you like the quick little rundown. You need like $1,000 or more to start. A couple of the other common questions, like, getting approved to sell lots of like the big brands. You can do that just by buying from like big retailers like Target and that kind of thing. And if you guys want a full free guide on that, I have a completely free course up in my bio you guys can check out. It's 3 hours long, has like a free Discord and everything. And then also on tomorrow night, we're doing an awesome free live class as well. So make sure you check that out up in the bio if you're curious about selling on Amazon. We go into a bunch of stuff that you probably won't find out there for free. Some really good information to help you guys scale. So let me know what questions you guys have about selling on Amazon as well. Yeah, let's roll here. So good to see all you guys over on TikTok. And yeah, make sure if you want any of those free resources, they're all up in my bio. Don't buy the $5,000 courses that you see people people slinging out there. I got all the free info you need up there. What do you sell on Amazon? Yeah, Julie. So I sell anything, especially this time of year, anything that is giftable, right? So think about things that you're going to receive as Christmas presents or buy as Christmas presents. So that's going to be shoes, clothes, tools, groceries, like chocolates, that kind of thing, right? Just basically everything is going to sell a little bit faster during the holidays. And this week right now is like the easiest week of the year to source because it's Black Friday. I think like everything's on sale. So I'll just be shopping on Walgreens, Ulta, Target, Kohl's, all that kind of stuff, right? And then I'm buying that and flipping it on Amazon. Yeah. So let me know what other questions you guys got. If you guys are joining on TikTok, we got a free live class going down for you tomorrow night as well. Do you have any cool cars? I'm not like I'm not the guy that's going to be flexing Lamborghinis and stuff like that, right? I'd rather make as much money as possible and spend more time with friends and family, that kind of thing. Work really hard for a short amount of time so that I can take it easy and make work optional. But yeah, I drive like a Tesla. That's not really that fancy, right? Maybe one of these days I'll get a fancy one. Go Lions! I don't know about that. You got a couple. I see a couple Packers fans in here. It's Sunday. You got to rep the Packers merch. Sweet. Sometimes finding products is not easy. Yeah. So it's finding the first product is going to be the hardest that it ever is to find a product, right? And that's why a lot of people, they'll try to sell on Amazon. They'll try any business, right? Making that first dollar, making hitting that first milestone. That's the hard part. And so, you feeling that difficulty right now, that's a good thing, because if it was super, super easy, everyone would be doing it and it wouldn't stay profitable for super long, right? So if you're trying to find that first item, what I would say is, number one, you can check out like my YouTube channel. I show you how to source a bunch of products. That's up in the bio over here on TikTok. And then just dive into the storefronts of what other people are already actively selling. That'll give you a really good idea of what products are kind of, what brands are good to sell, what products within those brands are good to sell. And then the key piece that a lot of people miss is that you don't find good products, you make them profitable, right? So what I mean by that is when you're looking through lists of products that already sell well, you're looking at storefronts, that kind of thing. You're looking for the product that you can add a coupon or a discounted gift card, add some extra cash back on it, that kind of thing, right? So you make an item profitable. You don't necessarily find it profitable super often. And that's kind of how you want it, because you want it to be a little bit harder to create the profit on your item. Otherwise, there's probably gonna be a lot of people that hop on that item if you just buy something that's randomly online, right? What's up? Good morning. Can you use a receipt from a retailer to ungate a product? Yeah. So you can buy from like Target or Kohl's or Walgreens, any of those big sites. Amazon has seen all of those before. And yeah, you're able to buy. Just make sure you buy at least 10 units. So you'll see all the requirements when you try to sell that brand. What job did you have to originally make enough money? So Anthony, I never have had a real 9-to-5 job. I've been selling Amazon for about 6 years now. I started when I was 18. I had like $1,500, and I got fired. So I started selling used books on Amazon, and then I've just been continually growing that money for about 6 years now, and should do about 2.5 million in sales this year. What's your biggest month? How did you get over the fear of just starting? Yeah, whoops. Trying to scroll through some questions here. Yeah, so my biggest month was $420,000, $422,000, something like that. Yeah, getting over the fear, like the hard part is getting over that mental hurdle of like, all right, I'm about to spend, $5,000 on a random vitamin, right? And I'm just going to buy a whole bunch of them, right? So in the early days, the way you get over that fear is placing as many small orders as possible. So buy 5 units of this, 10 units of that, so on, right? You're just kind of testing the water. If it doesn't work out or you make a beginner mistake, that's okay. You cost yourself, $100 maybe. And then later down the line, once you're consistently winning and you're consistently finding good products, that's where you go in. It's like, all right, I'm confident. I know what I'm doing now. Let me buy $5,000 of this, $20,000 of this, and so on, right? Yeah, you can definitely scale. Doing like sourcing from big websites a lot faster, a lot higher than you think. Yeah, that basically all that $420,000 was all just buying from big websites. So don't think that there's not some scalability in it as well, right? Jumping in the sellers going live. What's up? Beep boop. Good username there. Do you do RA? I do a little bit of RA, mostly online arbitrage. So the same thing you see people doing like RA videos, except I'll just buy it online on like sales, that kind of thing, right? Best place for RA for the next few weeks. Yeah, if you're doing retail arbitrage, so you're going out to stores and scanning stuff, hit like Ross, Marshalls, any of the outlet stores. A lot of the outlet stores are going to have some Black Friday sales going on as well. Yeah. Where do you source your vitamins? Any like big websites, right? So I buy a lot of, Walgreens, Vitacost, iHerb, random, specifically for vitamins. A lot of times you'll buy it directly from the brand's website, because they might have like you can buy 6 at a time and save 33% or something like that. You'll see that on a lot of like small vitamin brand websites. But that's the key, right? So it's about finding stuff that you can buy a lot of. And when you buy a lot of it, you're able to stack a lot of like coupons and that kind of stuff. There's a lot of like random small benefits as well. So everything I buy is always on like a credit card with 2% cash back. And we spend at least $100,000 a month on products. So right there, that's an extra $2,000 in my pocket, right? So it's all about finding those little small ways that you can boost margin that really add up over time. So discounted gift cards is another good one. It's a little bit higher level, but you can buy gift cards on sites like Cardbear. Say you buy a $100 gift card for Ulta, you pay $90 for it. That adds another 10% to your profit, basically, right? Where do you find distributors? Yeah, if you're trying to do wholesale, then start locally. So Google, like, whatever state you're in, whatever city you're in, grocery distributor, makeup distributor, whatever niche you want to get into, and start locally, because local suppliers are going to have obviously the cheapest inventory. That's not true, Shanza. You can still send inventory to Amazon during Q4, even if they are busy. What you might have heard is it's probably smarter this time of year for you to do FBM. So you're listing things that are basically you list it, you get it that day, and then you list it via FBM. So whenever that product sells, you're going to ship it directly to the customer. And that way you're not waiting for Amazon to like check in the inventory, make sure everything looks good, that kind of thing. Especially this time of year, that can cost you a lot in like lead time, right? This time of year you want to be making sales on Black Friday and all that. So I would recommend doing a lot of FBM this time of year. How did you learn about all of this? Yeah, so I did mostly just kind of teaching myself, right? I started like 6 years ago. There wasn't really any good free information out there. So I've just been kind of teaching myself for a while. And then also really big one is talking to other Amazon sellers. So working with other guys and gals who are, one step ahead of me. They're on the same level. We're able to kind of hop on some calls together, that kind of thing. Just kind of make it into a community. Amazon is a team sport. That's what something a lot of people don't think about is, adding one or two extra competitors to some of your products, and they're doing the same thing. They're putting you on a bunch of ideas. That is a net gain, right? So it's a team sport. Work with a team of a couple other Amazon sellers that you like talking to. Plus, it's just more fun that way. And then if you guys are curious on how to get started with this stuff, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, if you go up in the bio, we're doing a free live Amazon class as well. So we're going to go over everything from like getting approved to sell name brands, getting super, just getting started in the early days, all the way up to like high level sourcing methods, all that kind of stuff. And especially with Black Friday coming, it's basically like the best time of year to be sourcing products. So you guys can check out the free class that we're hosting tomorrow up in the bio. How much did you start with? Like $1,000. I had like a little over $1,000 to start. Yeah. And that was, 6 years ago or so at this point. So just been snowballing that, money since then. What are the hidden fees such as packaging, labeling, customization costs? So you're not going to really need to do any of that SR. If you're just buying name brand stuff that already sells, maybe like 10 cents a unit for like a poly bag, that kind of thing. Just like the bag you'll throw the products in. But so for me, I budget like 15 cents for like a box and a poly bag, that kind of thing. For Keep a Product Finder, you've been in the lab. I like it. What's the most effective combination of filters? There's a lot of things you can do. SR. I'm not sure if you're in the roadmap, there's a whole big list of stuff you can dive into on that. But some of my favorite are looking for stuff that sells but currently has no sellers, or just filtering down to stuff that is true about products that are good to sell. And then just looking through that list, or figuring out like if a brand is worth selling based on that as well. Is this all retail arbitrage? So I do online arbitrage, which is basically the same thing, except I buy on websites. So I'm not always going out to the stores and stuff like that. I definitely do a little bit of retail arbitrage, but it'd be hard to hit, a couple million a year doing retail arbitrage because you're very limited by what's actually on the shelf. With online arbitrage, you can usually just, place the order you need to place there. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, you guys are firing away, asking lots of good questions over here on TikTok. I'm also live on YouTube, so let me know what other questions you guys got. And then if you guys are new over on TikTok as well, I have a free YouTube channel. Obviously, it's free. It's YouTube with basically everything that I like to do to run my Amazon business. And we're also doing a free live class tomorrow night, so you guys can check out all the free info you need to get started up there. You came prepared today. Yeah, I can see. I like that. I like that. You sold 20 of the same ASIN, all pending payment over 2 weeks. If it's pending, it probably means like the whoever bought it had like not enough money on their credit card or something like that. So eventually those products will come back into your inventory. But usually that's because whoever was doing it is a little bit broke right now, maybe whoever was buying those products. What would you start selling? So as far as like figuring out what to start, if you have any like personal passions or anything like that, that's probably a good place for you to start. So if you really like doing makeup or you have a certain hobby that you're really into, the best brands and probably some good places to find that stuff cheap because you probably shop for that yourself. And so that's going to give you a little bit of extra info about that niche. If you don't have anything like that, especially like product based, then just start looking at what products other successful third-party sellers are selling. So go to brands like Stafford or 32 Degrees or any like big toy brands, that kind of thing, and see what other products they're selling. That'll teach you a lot about kind of what to get looking for there. And then I would also come to the free live class tomorrow if you're curious like what to start selling and like how to find it. We're going to cover a lot of information on that. You can check out the free live class up in the bio. You notice several of your vendors state they don't permit Amazon. See multiple sellers on the listings. Yeah, so sometimes sometimes some brands might watch some listings and they don't watch other listings. So SR, if you're looking at that product and you see like no one's getting kicked off the listing, that kind of thing, then I would take, you could take a risk on it basically. But if you see like history of them kicking people off, I would not. Go Pack Go. Yes, absolutely, Dylan. Absolutely. Sunday, you got to rep the Packers merch on Sunday. Sweet. You have the app and approve. You need help getting products going. Yeah. So just look through, just start learning for free on YouTube, right? You don't need to go spend, the $5,000 on crazy courses and stuff that are out there. Just start learning for free on YouTube. Then if you have like specific questions about getting started, let me know what I can help you out with here. Appreciate you. Send me $5 over here. I was about to go run out and get some boba or something like that after stream here. So I'll that one's on you. Appreciate you, SR. Yeah, appreciate you, man. You have 22 units of a product in inventory. Receive an email about inventory stranded. Yeah, so if it's in stranded, go to like the stranded inventory tab, Brown, and then it'll show you why it's stranded and how to fix it as well. So you just like hover over the stranded reason, and it'll usually give you a kind of what to do. Yeah. How much money do you need to start? So I started with like $1,000, a little over $1,000. To be really safe, ideally you have like $2,000 or $3,000. But if you have less than that, then I would go start reselling anything that's super cheap, right? So stuff on Facebook Marketplace, stuff at thrift stores, at discount stores, that kind of thing, because it's really high ROI, but it costs a lot of time to get there, right? So if you're broke, you got to spend time. If you have a lot of money, you got to spend money to make that time worth more money, right? So that's just kind of like the trade-off in the early days. Let's see. 52 took you 6 years to make your first 5 million. That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's awesome. But that's great. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing, man. All right. Are you doing like e-com or something like that as well? Or curious what you did there. That's awesome. 12K in sales in your first month. That's awesome, Blake. Yeah. So you're doing 12K in your first month. Tips on getting approved by wholesalers as a new seller. Yeah. So as far as like opening wholesale accounts, a lot of them, it's going to take a little bit of convincing, because for them, why is it worth selling products to you if all you're going to do is be one more person to worry about selling to, if their overall sales aren't going to go up, right? So what can you pitch them on that's going to make them make more sales overall, right? So maybe you have some other Amazon seller friends, and you can sell to them as well. So you can say, hey, we distribute to other Amazon sellers. Or maybe you start learning a little bit about creating listings and that kind of thing. And if they give you the budget for it, you can help them like set up some ads and take some new pictures, that kind of thing, right? Just kind of figure out how to stand out if you're trying to do wholesale, because a ton of people are reaching out to them. Yeah. Sweet. You do 40 million a year wholesale. Yeah. Shoot me a DM. I'd love to chat with you. That's awesome. That is awesome. How easy is it to maintain 10K a month in profit once you start selling? Yeah. So if you're trying to figure out like how profitable selling on Amazon is, the average Amazon seller, you're going to make about a 30% return on investment. So if you want to make 10K profit a month, that means you've spent $30,000 a month on product. And then you also got to realize that not every single dollar you spend is going to go exactly to plan. Maybe it takes a little bit longer to sell. Maybe it's a little bit less profitable than you wanted. So if you're trying to make 10K a month profit, you're probably spending anywhere from like 40 to 50 a month. And just kind of hitting the ROI on that. Why are you doing this? Yeah. So, on a human level, it's fun to see. I've been able to help like thousands of people make money selling products on Amazon. That's always fun to see. It's helped me make a bunch of friends, that kind of thing. On a selfish level, I own SellerAmp and Boxem, which are the two best softwares for Amazon sellers. You can look it up. We've been running it for years and years now. And so selfishly, the better I am at creating more Amazon sellers who can succeed for a really long time, the longer you keep that subscription active. And it's a very win-win situation, right? It's no $5,000 course and, try to trap you on something and I'll see you later, right? Gotcha. It's month to month with the software we sell. So if you like selling Amazon, we own the best software for it. So that's why selfishly I sit on here, but it's always just fun to make some friends and see people win. That's what makes people happy. Money doesn't make people happy, right? Everyone knows that. It's community and kind of adding something to the space, right? Yeah, I appreciate you, Diana. Product has barcodes on all 6 sides to cover. Is Amazon still charging? Yeah. It'd still be 55 cents a unit to prep. Yeah. You look familiar. SellerAmp's great. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. You said you're doing like 40 million a month using some SellerAmp there. That's awesome. You have a question in SellerAmp. What does max cost mean? Yeah. So when you're looking at SellerAmp, which is if you guys are brand new, you need SellerAmp and Keepa. Those are the two softwares to source products, and then Boxem to actually like create listings and ship products off to Amazon. And you're asking within SellerAmp, what does max cost mean? So max cost is that like based on your profit settings, the highest price you can pay for that item for it to be profitable for you, right? So if you're looking through storefronts and stuff, based on the questions, probably what you've been doing, and you see a max cost at like $5, and just like based on the item, you probably know it's not going to be $5. It's probably going to be, you know, $10, $20, $15. You can kind of keep scrolling past the item. If it seems a little bit realistic, then that's one of those metrics that I like to dive into a little bit deeper, and probably going to be able to find some stuff there. So in order to make 10K a month, yeah, roughly, Yolan, yeah. Yep. So it's like it's a capital based business, right? So if you're trying to make money online, you can trade time to make money, or you can trade money to make more money, right? Those are like the two ways to do it. I like spending money to make it because it's a little bit more scalable. Sweet. And if you guys have hopped in recently on YouTube or TikTok, on tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, we're doing a free Black Friday Amazon class. It's basically like the easiest week of the year to source products and all that kind of thing. So if you guys are on TikTok, it's up in the bio. If you're on YouTube, it's down in the description. We're going to show you a bunch of like sourcing information, a lot of stuff that I'm doing to prepare for the holidays. Yeah, lots of cool stuff we want to show you guys. A lot of it's like kind of live exclusive as well, just because we want to really over deliver on some value. It's completely free as well. So it's up in the bio on TikTok if you want to check that out. There's also lots of free other resources there too. Yeah, don't go spend $1 million to learn how to sell on Amazon. It's all for free up in the bio. You have a buddy that runs an agency, so I'm one of the recommended what's-haves. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. Sweet. You're probably pretty well connected. I like it. I wonder. I've probably seen your storefront on some products before. Sweet. Sweet. So let me know what other questions you guys got here. Probably keep rolling for a little while here. You're seeing warnings about missing French labels on Canadian products. Yeah. So if you're selling in Canada via like the remote fulfillment, or I think they changed the name again. They keep changing the name. But where you sell like your products from America in Canada or vice versa, there's different like language requirements. So like that's personally why I don't sell anything on Canada anymore, because like with grocery, if you didn't have the French on the nutrition label or whatever, it's technically a TOS violation. So it's like a bunch of little random things like that. And that's why I just focus on the US marketplace now. Yeah, make sure you can look at the label, because at SR, you said you're in Canada. I think you said you're in Canada. So I would look into that and see if you might actually have the right documentation. When is textbook season? If you're trying to sell books and stuff, that'll be right when the new semester hits, right? So that's going to be January or August. How are you transitioning from sourcing products to yourself to having someone else source for you? Yeah, Blake. So I started as like a college side hustle. And then I was just kind of doing it as a side hustle. I was doing about 20 to 30K a month in revenue on my own. And I was just kind of running out of time to source all the products, sitting in class. I had more money sitting on the sidelines too, because I'd been building it up by selling on Amazon. And I was just like running out of time. So at the point where you're making decent money and you know what to do, that's where you can start thinking about like outsourcing. So I hire virtual assistants on websites like onlinejobs.ph. Or any like the freelancing websites as well. There's lots of people who will work to find those products for you. You can show them like your favorite ways to do it. And as long as you're just kind of like running out of time, you know what to do, then that's where I would kind of make that decision. It's not like, hey, I don't know how to source, let me hire someone to do it for me. Because you're not going to probably be a very good boss at it, that kind of thing, right? Net margin on 2.5 million. So I shoot for about 10% margin because I have a team that finds all the products and buys them for me, and I have a prep center that receives it all and ships it to Amazon for me. So I actually haven't seen any of my products in quite a while, like well over a year. And a lot of times I don't even know what I'm buying until it's like in my store selling. Just because I've been in the game for a while and trained a team to do it and that kind of stuff. Sellers who are doing most of the work themselves are probably closer to like 15 or 20% margin. How do you request approval for a product to be able to sell? Yeah, so you'll go and you'll like try to like add the product, right? It'll either automatically approve you, or it'll say, hey, you need approval to sell this brand. You need like an invoice with 10 units or something. And then you can just get that from like a Macy's, JCPenney, Kohl's, Target, anything like that. Sweet. Yeah, it's all subjective. NA there. 10% is higher than pretty much any of the major retail stores. It's pretty typical for a lot of product-based businesses. How long you been in the game? About 6 years, amigo. Yeah, about 6 years. I sold my first item in late August of 2018. It was like a diet cookbook or something like that. I found it. It was like on the shelf in my parents' house when I was growing up, and they weren't using it, so I like listed it on Amazon to like see how it goes. And then it just started selling. Thanks for the free content. Doing these wouldn't be where you're at without your YouTube. Appreciate you, Blake. Yeah. I don't how much you selling these days? Or you said you did I think you said you did 12K your first month, right? That's awesome. Yeah, appreciate you, Blake. Glad it's been useful. And if any of you guys are new to the game, you want to learn how to do it all for free, up in my bio, there's a free course you can learn from. And then tomorrow night, we're also doing a free live class. So you can come ask questions. We'll do a lot of lots of like sourcing information, stuff like that. Yeah, 12K first month. That's awesome, Blake. Yeah. Lots of Amazon sellers that I know that went on to do, 7 figures, 8 figures, started with 12K first months. Yeah, that's awesome. Sweet. How much do you make from it? So I shoot for about 10% profit. User 288. I'm not gonna read the whole number, but shoot you a DM. Yeah, sweet. Yeah. Shoot me a DM, beep boop. You're crushing it. Yeah. Would love to hear about the operation you're running there. You buy from Target and list. Yeah, Ellen. Yeah. So I buy stuff from big retail websites. Yeah. What's the highest bestsellers rank could go on books? Like $1 million to $2 million if it's books. Anything else, if it's in the top like 200,000 sales rank, then it's generally going to be worth selling. But if you're not sure, like as far as like selling name brand stuff, that's why you want to just plug it into like a SellerAmp, that kind of thing, because it'll just show you how fast it sells. Anyone used? Yeah, I've used all those, Dane. Yeah, JCPenney, Ulta, Kohl's. I've used all those to ungate before. Goal is to transition to wholesale once you hit a good pace with OA. Just curious what percentage of your business is wholesale. At this point, William, probably like 5% of my business is wholesale. During the beginning of the year, it might be a little bit more just because I tend to go way harder on OA during the back half of the year with like back to school, Halloween, Black Friday, and then Christmas. There's too much opportunity in like online arbitrage brands. I do have a couple videos on wholesale though, William. All the stuff that I've shared on like how I like find suppliers and stuff is all on my YouTube. It's about 10% margin. It'd be more than 80K there. Yeah. What's up, amigo? Yeah, you've been watching some Miles. Yeah. Miles makes some good content as well. If that's another good thing. If you guys are just trying to like get familiar with the space, one of the best things you can do is follow several different people who talk about selling on Amazon, so you can get different opinions and that kind of stuff as well. So just look at the people that like I follow, go to the SellerAmp Instagram page or like Twitter page and follow who they follow, and that's going to show you a ton of like free game just from people like real Amazon sellers kind of sharing what they're up to. You just need to soak up as much free info as possible, basically. Do you do FBA? Yeah. Pretty much all FBA. I might do a little bit of FBM during the holidays. But this time of year, if you're trying to get into the game, like FBM is perfect this time of year because the warehouses get kind of busy and backed up, that kind of thing. So Amazon gives way more sales to FBM sellers who are shipping directly to the customers. You can also charge like some premiums, that kind of thing. Last year, I saw somebody charge like $280 shipping on an FBM order as well. So you can also you can make some good money on expedited shipping to like last minute Christmas shoppers as well. What's your approach on dealing with IP complaints? Yeah, so as long as you're buying from like legit retailers, distributors, that kind of thing, if you ever do get IP complaints or account health violations, you can always just submit those documents. And then you're talking about Section 3 as well. Yeah, that'd be the same story. As long as you're not buying from some random guy on Instagram who's DMing you claiming to have like big name brand stuff for super cheap, right? It's probably either stolen or fake. Stick to like big websites that everyone can kind of trust there, and you'll be good to go. You had your first authenticity claim, 1 email invoice. It was cleared. Thanks to you guys. I knew not to panic. Yeah, good, Jack. Glad you got that figured out there. A lot of the like in the early days, like you'll get like random things will scare you greatly. That first IP complaint, getting gated in something, that kind of thing. It'll scare you like crazy, but you just kind of realize it's part of the game. And that's also why it's important to talk to other people who sell on Amazon too, because they can kind of talk you off a ledge if you're feeling like it's getting too difficult or something like that. You're just feeling lost, not sure what to do. Do you buy direct or online? So I buy all online from like big websites and stuff. a little bit from wholesalers, and that'd be like, you know, a little bit of direct, like you're talking about there. But the vast majority of my business, especially this time of year, is from big websites. And what from repacking? What do you mean? Yeah. So whenever you buy products, you'll have them show up at your house, or you can work with a prep center, and then you use a software called Boxem, Boxem, to create shipments. It's like the easy way to make shipments. And for any like Amazon sellers who are already in the game, you can use these like 2D barcodes that are on the label like this right here. And that helps me make sales a couple days faster. And you can create those through Boxem as well. It doesn't cost any extra time to make that. So whenever you get those products, you'll ship it using Boxem. And that also like tracks profit and that kind of thing. You'll just like put a little sticker. Let me see if I got an example. Yeah, like this right here. You put a little sticker like that over the barcode of the product. So you guys on YouTube can see that too. Over the barcode of the product. That way, when it shows up, Amazon basically knows that, hey, this is this is Ellen's product. Whenever it sells, we'll scan Ellen's barcode and we'll give her the money for it, basically. How long after you sell a product will you get paid for it? You sold $1,300 in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, so the first time you get paid, you'll get paid after 4 weeks. And then after that, you'll get paid every 2 weeks for the sales that happened 2 to 4 weeks ago, basically. So it's like a rolling basis. And that's in case you have any like returns or issues with your products. Amazon's going to use those recent sales to refund any of your customers or something like that. Do you remember if you set a goal for yourself in the first month? Yeah, I don't remember. That was a while ago. That was like 6 years ago. So I don't remember if I had a specific goal. For me, it took me like a couple months to do my first $1,000 month, but that was because there was like nothing on YouTube. There was like no good free info. Now you guys have like lots of tools that I also didn't have. There's lots more good resources out there. I think a great goal for your first month would be to sell anywhere from like $1,000 to $5,000, depending on how much you can dedicate towards it in terms of money and time. I'm not sure if like Blake's still in here, but Blake was saying that he did like 12,000 in his first month, right? So it's very possible. I think the best first month I've ever seen was one of my friends did 40,000 in his first month, which is not typical at all. It was insane. He like went out to a local like Home Depot, Lowe's, that kind of thing. And started talking with like the managers and picking up their clearance and that kind of stuff. So he was like really getting after it. But yeah, you can go crazy if you really want to. Yeah. Cost typically factor in when sending to a prep center. Yeah. So if you use a prep center, it's usually like a dollar, anywhere from $1 to $2 a unit for them to do like the prep work for you, basically. And then it's also going to be about 60 cents a pound. So when you're making those shipments, or your prep center is using Boxem for you to make those shipments, it's about 60 to 80 cents a pound. That's what I typically see. Do you believe the course will make the learning process go quicker? Yeah, I mean, it definitely will. You can start learning for free though. And then if you want paid resources, we do have them, but start learning the game for free though. Make those first sales, make sure you like it. And then if you do want the best paid resources, we do have those for you. But just learn for free to start. No reason to drop a bunch of money to start. Is this still a full-time job for you? Yeah, so I sell on Amazon full-time, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't take me full-time hours. You're asking if I have it on autopilot. Yeah, I spend about 30 minutes a day on my Amazon business. And with the rest, I build like software for you guys, sit on here on live and help you guys, that kind of thing. Yeah. With the rest of my time, yeah. What BSR range do you look for in items to sell? So if it's under 200,000, that's typically what I'll typically buy that product. But on SellerAmp, it'll tell you like the estimated sales per month. And on there, if it's like 30 or more per month, that's kind of another thing that I like to look for. So let's see. You auto engage for the product, you bought it, and now Amazon says you have to apply to sell. Okay, yeah, you can apply to sell. Just use the invoice that you got whenever you bought it profitably. Why do you need to box if you never see this stuff? So if you never see that, like I use a prep center that preps everything for me, but they still have to ship it to Amazon, right? So that's where they'll use Boxem to make those FBA shipments. So yeah, if you make FBA shipments and track profit and send FBM orders, that kind of thing, then that's where you'll use Boxem. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if that comes into play, Kiyumi. If it does, then everything gets more expensive and the market adjusts, right? Things have been getting more expensive and profit margins have stayed roughly the same. It just increases costs for the average person buying online if that actually does happen. Is it possible to be under 30 units a month? Yeah, it is, depending on the category. So that's why I like to look for both. Why do you use a prep center? So I'm not sitting on the so I'm not receiving everything and having to put stickers on things, right? Like your time, in the early days, it's probably worth it for you to do everything. But once you're really trying to scale, your time is worth more than putting stickers on things, right? Your time is more valuable spending more money if you have plenty of money sitting on the sidelines, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's just about valuing your time, basically. Can you teach me how to quit your 9 to 5? Is drop shipping better than this? So drop shipping, generally not. It's not allowed on Amazon at all. It's kind of an older business idea. So the thing is, like, with different business ideas, basically everything works. It's just whatever you can see yourself sticking with. And as long as you can still see a couple people succeeding with it, you can probably do it too. Some things are going to be a little bit harder than others, but it's just kind of like, what can you see yourself sticking with? I'm never going to be the guy to be like, this is the only way to make money online. Everything else is a scam, right? Like, pick the thing that you like doing, you can see yourself sticking with. As far as like quitting the 9 to 5, I've definitely seen some of the people that I've talked to and helped quit their 9 to 5. But that's that's very personal decision, right? So you got to figure out, how much do I need to make for it to be worth it to me, that kind of thing, right? For a lot of people, they'll want to double their 9 to 5 salary before they quit the 9 to 5, because you can do Amazon part-time. And yeah, honestly, a lot of times, like, the 9 to 5 income will be really nice to funnel into the business and keep growing the business. And then later down the line, you look back and the 9 to 5 income isn't really significant compared to your business income. And then sure, like, you can cut it off. But I've got several friends who are doing over $100,000 a month on Amazon, and they keep the 9 to 5 just because it's not taking them that much time. And then they can basically have double income. Just work a little bit harder and take it easy later down the line at some point. What is the very first step? Yeah, Joan. So the first step is like just signing up for an Amazon seller account, right? If you don't already have one of those, it can take a few days, maybe even a couple weeks sometimes to get that account verified. So do that like right now. And then if you need like the full step-by-step process, all of you guys who joined recently, I'm sharing it all for free tomorrow night. If you look up in the bio on TikTok here, we're going to do a free live class tomorrow night at 7. Show you like how to source products, how to get ungated, how to get your Amazon account, and some extra like Black Friday sauce for those of you guys who are wanting to get started. Right now, it's a really, really good time to source products because basically everything's on sale. So you can check out the free live class we're doing on Monday night there. Sweet. Yeah, you guys are rolling on TikTok here. I'm probably gonna have to go live on TikTok more often, but I think I'm gonna have to wrap up for the day here. I got a flight to catch here in a little bit. Got to grab some lunch and that kind of thing. But if you guys are liking all this, make sure you're registered for the free class. It'll be up here in the bio on TikTok. It's in the description on YouTube. Would love to see you guys there, answer some questions, show you how to run the whole business, that kind of thing. There's also plenty more free resources if you're on YouTube or on TikTok in the description or in the bio. And yeah, good vibes. You guys have a great rest of your day here, and I will see you guys again very soon. Yeah.